it was for the public. Public health, because it was high up and it was healthier to be up in the woods at that time. We want to preserve it for the health of the city, the citizens of both Malden and Medford, because 20% of it is in Medford, 80% is in Malden.
So there have been several different plans, and there's been one big plan that wanted to develop it with many, many units, correct?
Yes, there is a developer who wants to develop. First, he had about 400 units that he wanted to put up there, and that would make it all private. Then he came down a little bit. Right now, he wants about 250 single-family homes, which is still way too much for that, and way too many cars, and a lot of pollution, and too many kids for the schools. So our plan is to have a park on 16 of the 18 acres. If you can see this, this is kind of a collage of the possibilities of a lookout tower. It's a wonderful site. You can see Boston from the top of one of the rooms or one of the floors in the hospital. So I'm sure the lookout tower we could have 2 lookout towers. We could have bicycle paths, we could have a community garden, we could have lots of things.
Now I'm sure that everything always comes down to money, doesn't it? So how is the Friends of Fellsmere Heights thinking that this could be sustained in terms of its financial?
The other 2 acres, it's 18.3 acres, and we're thinking 16 acres for public land use and recreation. The other 2 acres would be a building, and that building could bring through a developer there, could bring some income for the people who rent there. And we also have grants, state grants that can be applied for, and that I'm not the most expertise at, but we had a meeting 2 weekends ago, or 2 Tuesdays ago, at the city council explaining all the finances and where we can get them. Also private foundations. We have thought of some famous people who are from Medford and maybe from Malden who would like to donate some money to us, as well as other foundations and trustees of land. We have contacted many.
So really, your group has really been voice that's been kind of calling out to protect this land, to not have it be overdeveloped, to have it be a place that actually the Converse family I think goes back to, because the Converse family, a major benefactor in Malden, was the one that originally granted that site, correct?
Yes, Elijah Slade Converse, the first mayor of Malden, who had made this a city instead of a town. He was in the legislature, and then he and others decided it should become a town. So it did in 1890, and at that time they wanted to build a hospital. Many other places, Millingbury Baptist, Melrose, Wakefield, they were developing hospitals, and so they wanted a hospital as well. Now his great-great-grandson was at the council meeting two weeks ago on Tuesday, and we are in contact with about 2
I saw there was a letter from the Converse family in the newspaper, so they were also sort of lending their voice to say that this was meant to be for public enjoyment.
Yes, they're very much in favor of it. Now, I brought something here because we have an event on June 2nd. And June 2nd, this is a 3-liter bottle.
Just a regular sort of soda bottle, right?
A soda bottle. I can turn it upside down. There is a candle in it, and adults and children are taught how to attach the tissue paper to this, put the candle in, and secure it.
So it's a lantern.
And it's a lantern.
Yeah. So that's a beautiful thing. So they so as a way of getting together, make these and walk around the pond with them. It's a lantern walk.
The lantern walk started. This is the 3rd lantern walk. It's always the first Sunday in June, and we walk around the pond to commemorate the hospital, the people who worked there, volunteered there, attended there, have anything to do with it. There are so many people in Malden who were born there, who still live in Malden. It's a wonderful thing. My daughter made this one last year. I think I bought this. You can make them or you can buy them because there are a lot of extras that people make. And kids in schools will come and make them on the event, but even before the event. So it's a picnic. It starts about 6 o'clock. It's bring your own food and blanket. And there will be entertainment, there will be games for kids. There will be June 2nd, Saturday, June 2nd. That's 3 weeks from today. They'll come and listen. Last year, and he might appear again this year, we had Frederick Law Olmsted, whose whose son, he came back from the past. I mean, he came forward from the past. His son developed that park, and he was in charge. He also knew Converse, and they talked together about both sites.
So you're really bringing the history of the park.
We're bringing him back. We brought him back last year, and he talked to people.
Yes.
Actually,
we are almost out of time, Joy.
Okay.
But yes.
This is the park with the pond, and this is the hospital land. So if we were to have both of them, one big park, it would be wonderful.
Well, it's great to have a group that really is vocalizing the need to protect our public land, and however that plays out, I know that it's so tricky because of money, because of different interests and so forth, but it's really, really important to have that voice so that there is a possibility that these kinds of things could happen, or some version of them that would be a healthier version for Malden.
Well, Malden and Medford are working together. There is an ad hoc committee for both. So they are interested in getting this going.
Well, thank you so much, Joy, for joining us and to talk about the Friends of Fellsmere Heights. And now we're going to go to Studio A.